Hi there. As many of you know, my name is Dr. Joe. I'm the Spiritual Director at the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. I wanted to create this video for you to read a letter that will be coming in the mail to those of you who are contributors and supporters of our center. For those of you who are not a part of our formal membership at the center, I would still like you to listen. Please don't tune out, because if you've been enjoying the broadcast that we've been doing, every day, if you've been gleaning something from our teachings that we're doing for you since the beginning of COVID-19, I would appreciate that you listen to what's going on to our center and what the future holds. Many people have asked me, what's going to happen with the center? What's going on? How are we doing? And this is exactly what I wanted to say to you. So at first I'm going to read you my letter. Of course, I'll interject here and there. I'll read you the letter, and then at the very end, I just want to ask you for some help. All right? Let me first start off by saying thank you. For those of you who have been supporting us financially, thank you so very much. I know many of you have been faithfully supporting the center, even though we haven't been able to meet in person. And for this, we're so very grateful. I know that I certainly miss seeing and experiencing everything that we do in this room. The hugs, the welcoming atmosphere, the powerful meditations, the music, and of course the lessons that we share each Sunday. It's just not the same doing this, but it is truly the best that we can do. So, I wanted to be able to tell you what the future holds, and that very soon I hope that we're able to journey together in person. But until then, there's a few things we need to cover. So, where to start? 2020 has been certainly an unpredictable year. I remember in 1995, I'm sure in one of my talks I said, can you imagine what it's going to look like 5 years from now, or 10 years from now, or 15 years from now? And I think we all got the 5-year one wrong. I think no one could ever imagine that we'd be doing this 5 years in 1995 doing this now. But what I do know so far is this. 2020 has been a time of uncertainty and yet growth. It's been a time of reflection and examination. I've often said that there are times when we have to get used to riding the question mark and the curve of the question mark, and this is one of those times. And if you're like me, riding the curve is not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Many of us like black and white and set things done. We want to know exactly what's going to happen. We're control freaks, and we can't have that when we're riding the question mark. So this has certainly been one of those years where we're having to do that. So while your center's doors may not have been open, your center has never been more available and active, and I would say alive in its 46-year history. Hopefully you're aware that now online we're 7 days a week. If you haven't been able to join us, I ask that you please take the time to go to YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert, and then subscribe so that you are constantly a part of our updating process. And also go to our website. Every week we update you, so you'll have the most recent information at your fingertips. If you ever have trouble logging on, we want you to call the office at 760-346-4649, because if you're having trouble logging in, someone will help you. During business hours, we can get someone to help you. So, moving on. Currently, we have 662 subscribers. Our goal is to get to 1,000 followers, and maybe that could start generating a revenue stream for the center. The comments that we've received so far is that our outreach into the virtual community has literally been the lifeline to many people who are still unable to leave their homes. I am so very proud of our entire staff, because they've done an amazing job bringing to life those spiritual principles that are so needed during these unprecedented times. And we're also launching 2 new programs that I want to share with you, because I think they're going to be very important. The first one is called The Power of 8. This particular group it's a simple method of just harnessing and directing the power of a focus group, and there'll be 7 to 8 people in each group, and there'll be a facilitator, there'll be a meditation, there will be a common intention set, and we know that when that happens, miracles happen. So those interested in joining that particular group can sign up by going to our website and also calling the office. That's going to be launching at the end of this month. And then yesterday I came up with another idea that I'm shared with the staff that says it's called the Socialites. The Socialites, get it? Socialites. There'll be groups of 8 facilitated by what will probably be our newest ministers, and they'll just get together and do like a little happy hour. You guys can all get together and just talk and get to know one another. It's difficult because people haven't been able to communicate with one another. This will give us a format in which 7 to 8 people can enter into a room with one of our ministers as a facilitator and just get to know each other and chat and catch up, because we aren't able to do that here in person on Sundays. So each one of these things will be facilitated by a ministerial graduate or what will become one of our newest ministers. So That's all the good news that's been going on. Now I need to be transparent about everything else that's happening in the center that's not so good, all right? Our donations are currently down by about $60,000, and that number is increasing weekly. If we remain on the current trajectory, I believe that we'll be down at least $150,000 to $200,000 in Sunday donations by the end of the year. Many of our employees have filed for unemployment, but will be returning back to payroll in August when the supplement runs out. Sadly, for the first time in 46 years, we had to let 2 office personnel go permanently. We've never had to do that. In the 46-year history, we've never had to let anybody go. But we've had to let 2 of our office people go. To take the lead by example, right now, effective July 15th, I'm taking approximately 25% pay cut by eliminating all of my retirement contributions to my retirement at the center. And projecting out, if we're not fully open by October 1st, which I don't know if that's even going to be possible, and I mean fully open, most of the staff that are remaining will either take significant pay cuts or will be terminated and furloughed. So I wanted you to know this now, because if you are blessed with financial prosperity and abundance, I want you to know that your center, if you want it to be what it was before COVID-19, then we need you to really take a long, hard look, and if you are blessed, to step up and in a way that you've never done before and do it consistently. If you are currently experiencing financial challenges, we've set up a new online prayer system where you get to go one-on-one with a practitioner, and so please, by all means, call the center and we will help you with that. While the world is certainly changing and experiencing these great changes, the consistency needed to keep our center thriving into the future will depend entirely upon those who want our center to be what it was before COVID-19, and to do that we need consistency each week. I'm asking you to please help us with that. Can you please help us? If you are able, one of the easiest ways to do that is to review the enclosed statement that you'll have, and if there's something you can do to keep current and even do a little bit more, we would greatly appreciate that. Many times for people it's out of sight, out of mind, and right now we can't operate in that environment. If you've already done so, thank you so much for signing up for the auto donation program through your credit card, but if you haven't, one of the easiest ways you can do that is to call the center and enroll in what we call the auto donation program, which every Sunday, or one Sunday a month, you will choose which Sunday and they will automatically put a charge on your credit card. That's one of the easiest ways that we can project forward what will happen with our income. If you haven't done so as well, if you're not comfortable with that, if you have auto banking online, checking, set us up as a consistent check that goes out each month. We would really appreciate that. If you'd like help, again, call the center at 760-346-4649. More than ever, your consistency will allow us to make prudent final decisions and financial decisions about staffing. Without it, we can no longer make assumptions about our income and will be forced to put many people out of work. We have a savings account and we are able to draw on that. But for now, in terms of the long-term survivability and thrivability of our center, in order to make those things happen, we need you to step up. So in the end, we have some great news. We've been putting a lot of content out there. People in record numbers are joining us, but we also have some challenges on our hands. And I just want to make sure that we can continue to reach out into the world that we've been reaching out into in amazing ways that we've done so far. But it's going to require that all of you, whether you're a member of the center or whether you're one of our virtual members who's just been enjoying our services, that you realize that we can't continue to do this unless you help us financially. So I certainly know, I miss all the things that we had at the center. And I also know that when it's safe to do so, we'll be together again, and this spiritual legacy that we have, it will continue. And we will celebrate, and joy and love will absolutely fill the air. Until then, please know that we're always here to assist you in any way that we can. Please reach out if you need anything by contacting the center. Many people have reached out, and bless William and Elizabeth's heart, they have gone out there to people's homes and safely did what we're asked to do and deliver things that needed to be delivered. We will do whatever we can safely to make sure that you have your needs met. And also join in these new groups, because it's a way for you to interact with people. Sign up on our, subscribe to our YouTube channel, CSL Palm Desert, or Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Subscribe to that, and let's just keep this thing going. Until then, I bless all of you. I just surround you in love, and I just know that the highest and best good for the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert will continue to unfold. We're very, very grateful. We appreciate everything that you do. Namaste.